Good morning, honey fans. I found another box of cut comb that I had forgotten about, and I harvested this yesterday. So today I'm going to start working on packaging it, at least a little. Something I discovered is the boxes are meant to do 4x4, and this is 4 1/4 top to bottom. So I gotta have to kind of cut a 1/4 inch off the bottom so they fit the packages better. We were kind of having to force it in, and it's just not right unless you get 4x4. They have a tool that's a square little thing that you cut with, but you gotta wash it in between every cut, kinda. I mean, I think. I don't know. I've never used one. This is how I do it. I could gauge a 1/4 inch by eye pretty easy. I'm cutting it about a 1/4 inch shy of the bottom. I've got a rag over here that I can wipe it off my knife on. So I started getting clean. This time I'm going to saw it right along the edge of the top. Boy, it's not going through real good. There's something hard in there. Right through here that I wasn't pushing hard enough or something. Okay, I got her now. For sure. Now I cut it right here. Here. And lift. Now I got a little extra there. Geez, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. I think I'm just gonna get a bowl. I'm not real good at planning everything out ahead. I just kind of wing it. As you all can see, I put the cart ahead of the horse a lot. That's just me being me. I don't think it's gonna change. I'm sorry. Just bear with me. It's not that bad. Uh-oh. Some fell out. This doesn't always work perfectly. Nothing about bees is perfect. They seem awful perfect, but you mix me in here and all the perfection goes away. I gotta clean up this mess now. That's part of the. Ooh, I got me a taste by accident there. Oh boy, this is good. There's a big spill right there. I should just eat it, but I've got so much honey that I can waste a little. The dog would like it. My dogs both love honey. I give them a little bit, not very often, but about a half a tablespoon. That would be a teaspoon and a half. Not much. I put it on a plate and it spreads all out and then they lick it. Okay, I need to do a little measuring. Wipe my knife. Okay. The piece is 16 3/4 inches. So I need to go 8 3/8 to be halfway. I'm going to kind of make marks at 4 and 8. Is this a food grade tape measure? Hell no. I do keep clean though. It's kept in a kitchen drawer. This is just kind of waste, but it gives a nice clean edge for somebody to see. I'll go ahead and just do two cuts real quick here on this. I could do this a whole lot faster, I know, but I'm trying to be really clean about it. And I'm kind of grungy. I have to really try hard at staying clean I'm like a pig pen on peanuts. Pretty bad. The dust just attracts to me. It'll be okay. Now I'm gonna cut this off. Put it in my little bowl. I end up with a nice little bowl for me. A nice little bowl of honey for me. And I should probably just bring this over here to be less back and forth, but I'm afraid I'll get moisture in my honey. If I put it over here, there. Take this through. I got that twice. I just want to make sure, I guess. Okay. There we go. I could sell these for a lot more than what I charge. I only charge, I think, $10 each, which is low. I've seen them as high as $15 online for a little square of honey like that. It's about a pound. $15 a pound seems a bit excessive to me. But maybe that includes shipping, etc. It's $8 to ship the smallest thing. It's got to come from somewhere. And guess who has to pay it? The consumer. Not me. What I do is I kind of set them out, see which side looks best. Set it on here. Now I can take my damp rag. What I'll do is wring it out as much as you possibly can. I mean, I'm strong like a carpenter, and the trick is not trying to be fast. When you wring it and get squeezed, wait a good few seconds. It'll continue dripping. And then when you let it go, it's pretty dry. It's not dry, of course, but it's dry enough to where it's not going to get moisture on this honey. And why I'm doing this is because there's a drip that has dripped across it, and I could just very gently clean it. There's a beekeeper that confessed online that when he does this for contests, because the fact that in a honey contest they never even eat the honey, they just look at it and judge it. They don't taste it. It's crazy, but if you take your honey to the state fair and you think they're gonna taste it, no, they just look at it. So he licks it off, and because he knows that it's never gonna get eaten. So he licks off the drips. There's some over here I missed. I see them now because of the light. I moved to the right spot. And you could just kind of clean it up a little. Now I got to do the same. Cut it a 1/4 inch short at the bottom. I'm going to cut right along the top edge. Then a 1/4 inch shy of the bottom. Now putting your hand where I had my hand there is a little dangerous. If it skips and jumps, you would just really cut yourself bad. Try to keep your hand behind the blade, not in front. As you can see, I end up with a lot of wax at the end of the day of harvesting honey. That It's a whole different video though. I've got some in the backyard that's ready to process. It takes quite some time to do wax, but the way I do it is pretty simple. There's other guys that have made videos. They do pretty much the same exact thing. It's not that hard. My puppy's looking around for drips. And I bet she finds them. He's got a nose, boy. The minute I start doing honey, he shows up because he smells it. From 2 rooms over. He's got one heck of a nose. I'm proud of my puppy. I have no doubts at all that he's going to find the ducks I shoot, because his nose is just fantastic. I have had a lot of dogs, and I don't think I've ever had one with a nose like one I got right now. And I've had pointing dogs that, you know, supposedly they have noses. Boy, this Labrador Retriever of mine has a nose. They say he can smell a dog treat in your pocket from 100 yards easy. And I believe it. I believe he can. Okay. Spread them out. The spreading it out part makes it to where the sides can drain. Oops, I forgot to cut. I forgot to cut it here. It's real tempting to just start licking off everything, your fingers and the tools, because everything has honey on it. At first, I couldn't hardly control myself. I've gotten where I've gained self-control and patience and all kinds of things that I didn't have before because of these bees. I'm gonna let my puppy out. He wants out. That's the signal. He probably has to pee. That's another thing I'm pretty proud about this puppy. I don't know how you get a dog to do this, but both my dogs have gotten the idea that we don't like them to defecate in the yard. And they will go to the very edge and hide in the bushes to do their thing. It's kind of cool. That's what Mill's doing right now. He's got a sticker bush, a raspberry bush back there fertilizing. Kind of neat. He'll do that same thing at the boat ramp when we go duck hunting. He'll go way off and find some off in the woods. Instead of, you know, a lot of dogs will do it right there and you step in it. I'm so lucky that somehow my dogs both have just picked it up on their own, that's a no-no. They'll pee on the tree. If there's always this tree right by the boat launch that every dog pees on, and well, they all do. You can't stop it. Some of them decorate it too. It's kind of disgusting, especially when you're talking about honey. Oh well, dogs do stuff. Okay, we got one more to go. Actually, I've got, let's see, we done 2, I got 8 more. But only 3 will fit on there. I got to do 3 and 3 and 3. It ends up being a whole lot of pieces of honey. Like 40, actually. 40 pieces, $10 each. That's 1 box. You do the math. It's amazing. And I'll have no trouble at all selling these for $10 each. People will buy. Somebody's gonna try to buy it all. There's always somebody. And I quite a bit to one lady or something. Because they see it, and they know that they've looked online and how much it is, and it's a bargain at $10. It really is. I really like giving this stuff to kids. So if you have kids, tell me and I'll send you some. And if you insist on paying, I'll let you, I guess. But really, the main reason I make this type of honey is for children. I love kids. It's hard to have any kind of contact with children at my age and not be called a pedophile. You know, you want to love them, but you can't, because then people think you're weird. That's really messed up, man. Really, really messed up. It's made the family be not a thing. Back in the day, Grandma and Grandpa watched the kids while Mom and Dad was out working, whatever they might do. And it should be that way today. Grandchildren and grandparents kind of go together. Because they, figure it out, duh. And plus the grandparents teach the children things that they wouldn't learn at school. Stuff like hunting and gun safety, fishing, camping, wood craftiness. I could go on, and it just is really messed up what they have done to the world. And it's corporate. They can't tolerate having a strong family, because strong families bond together and they go and move in some small community. They take over the politics and then they run things right. It happens. The corporate can't tolerate right. They got to have it all backwards because it's profitable. That's why the world's messed up, is because it's profitable. As soon as we make it where they can't make a buck, things will get back to a little bit of normal. But they got us pretty well right where they want us now, because everything we buy, eat, consume, use, whatever, comes from corporate. Everything. We're at their mercy.